Okay, boys and girls, we're going to have a look at pound JPY.
Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. This is your first time here. I'm Big Scruff, the overgrown child with an obsession at coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes it coffee, and a little bit of an obsession with Wonder Wing here.
Why?
Why? Because you're bloody mental. There's something sadly wrong with her. I mean, here we are, ready for work. Look at her attire. What have you got to say for yourself?
I'm still getting ready.
You're still getting ready. Is that it?
Mm.
And you've wrote on the board, where is me gold bikini? You've had 4 holidays this year. It's only February. How many more do you want?
Where is the gold bikini though? Oh, don't bring her out. She's creepy.
It's on Sally. Sally Swinger. See, there it is there. We're not allowed to show that apparently, but one day we will get it back on. But what we can show is the charts. Now, I'm not going to ask about too much today because I've got quite a lot to do. And what I'm currently doing is trying to show the guys this bad boy here, which is all marked up and ready to trade. Now, when I'm talking about the boys, what I mean is the Discord group that I run. Now, I've already put the video up, which is there. Went up at 9:10. So they see what I'm going to do and why I'm going to do it before I'm pressing this button. Okay. So that's that. I go a little step further where I put in a bias. I do this on the top of each hour while I'm working. And, oh, I haven't changed the clock on it. Bugger. That should say 9 AM. It's the wrong one. That's why. Oh, I thought I was having a kitten fit there, boys and girls. Pressed the wrong button, but I haven't, because it's there. And it does say 9 o'clock. That's all right. See, that's your fault, distracting me, because you got no clothes on.
How's it my fault?
Just a second.
I think you might find it's your fault because it's your
She hasn't
computer.
got any clothes on either.
I have, yes. I have.
No, you haven't. You haven't.
Uh-huh.
All right then. Flick that open.
No.
Why is that?
Got my pyjamas on. Get off.
Let's have a look.
No.
Of course, she hasn't, you know. She has not. Telling fibs, because I know what her pyjamas are. The Billy Bollocks. You sleep with nothing.
I do not.
You naughty girl.
You see anything, girl.
It's a good reason why I married her. Sorry. Small interlude there. I'm having a moment. Oh,
You get a moment.
That was a good moment, that. Right, sorry about that, boys. Well, I'm not actually. I enjoyed it. Right, 9 o'clock. These are the markets that are of interest. Cable is telling me it's overstretched and be careful and wait. So that's what I'm doing. I'm waiting. There isn't any trade just yet on the DAX, so I can't enter that. Then I have the Euro, and I also have pound JPY. Now, of the two of them, when I'm looking at it, pound JPY is what's pulled up in the majors because it's put an hour's anchor chart on, making it the better of the two. So that's what I'm looking at. Now here, you can see the pound is pretty strong. The JPY, not so much. It's not the best, but it's certainly not the worst. Okay. And then when I look over here, there is change and movement in the strength. Now the pound, not so much, but JPY is gathering. So there's going to be movement. That's what this sheet does. Okay. So now we've got that. That's actually coming in relatively now. Let me just check something. Let me just check because I want to see if it's worth putting the order in. Yes. The blue line is my entry point. So I'm just going to drop an order there. So it's waiting. Okay. And the idea is to get it down into this green box. Okay. That's what that box is there for. To kind of highlights target area, shall we say. But let's have a look at the premise of the trade. And then we'll see if this plays out. I mean, one of the sort of differences on this channel as opposed to some of the others you watch, I try to show this in real time. Okay, I don't believe in trading view and I don't believe in retrospective charts. If I'm going to put my head on the block, I should put my head on the block, and that's what I do, and this is the fairest way. So if you're in the Scruffy squad, you can watch the video before I do it so you know what I'm about to do now. You can also see the bias sheet so you know what direction I am. And then you can maybe, if you want to align yourself with it, great, but at least you'll see what I'm looking at first. And that's what I think it is. And if you're interested, there is a link in the description below. So let's have a little look, shall we? Well, let's take this out to the daily first so we can see. Well, it's been meandering down. And what kind of makes it risky is you had this huge drop here. And then it bottomed out. It kind of worked, but then it started coming back on itself. And it got up as high as this level here. Okay. You can see what it was pushing into, which was there. So where is this? Well, it's the base of that. So it's not uncommon that it would have clustered up and around this area. Okay. But it also had quite a move yesterday, thumper. So it's reasonable to assume that might come back on itself. And that's what these levels are. Okay. So in other words, push back to move forward. All right. But that's the daily. That's quite a long time. We're working in the here and now. So what's the 4 hour doing? Well, that's the 4 hour. There we go. You can see the accelerant, the push down, move up, come down. Strong sustained move. Will that hold? Well, we're about to find out. But is it reasonable to think that, well, if it's holding under this level, it can start bashing into these and come down into this overextended candle here? Highly possible. And that's the nature of the game. That's what we're looking at. This move here retracing on itself. Now, because the inertia of the market is up rather than a reversal, I'm just looking to capitalize on the move. Drop it into an hour, and then you can see it a little bit more clearly, because a retracement is in 3 phases. You have the drive, the consolidation, then the reaction, or the secondary move. Now, what we're looking for is this to pick up, run down, get some money, get out. That's simple. Okay. So that's the game plan. And then monitor it. 15-minute. You can see it's coming in. Nice. Lovely. Get these orders down into there. And then finally look for a trigger point, which is here. And it's entered in now. And the trigger point was here. And what you kind of do is you look for best fit inside 5 candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had a line running through it, but look where the line is. It runs along the basis of these. So a break of them was a fair choice. And what we're going to do is we're going to target to the top of the box. Well, we'll just say where we are. 20 pips. That'll do. Roughly. And then see what happens from there. All right. So I'll leave this to run out and I'll catch you at the end. Okay guys, I need the camera and the screens for a meeting I'm about to go into. But as we can see, this is doing quite well. It's ticking along. What I've been doing is I've been watching the chop, waiting for it. And just as it comes down, take some money out, let it reset, take some money out, let it reset, take some money out. And it's sitting in currently net 72 against me, but I'm not bothered because I've already banked it down here. You know, it's already made money. And if we look down to the bottom of the screen, you'll see that's 374.60 just here. So I'm quite pleased with how this is playing out, and it's running down, and I'll just leave it to get down to here. I'll have a close eye on it with my phone just so I can keep an eye on it, and if it gets down and I see signs that it's reversing, well, then I'll pull it out. But in the meantime, let's get some money banked. As you see, it's dropping in, it's doing its job, so the analysis is correct. Now, what I've also started doing, just to help the guys see where I'm up to, is kind of alter the sheet somewhat. So when they're watching it, they can sort of see, well, I'm still selling it, but I've started taking partial profits and I'm scaling the take profits out. So not only are they now knowing when I'm going in, they're also knowing when I'm scaling as well. Because that's one of the questions I'm asked all the time. How do you know when? When should I scale? How should I scale? Well, scaling to me is just a monetary amount. Let's say there's a bit of money on the table and it's wavering a bit. Take a lump out, leave a little bit on. As you see, these little £1. And what they do is they build up into a full position again. So not only have I had the money out, I've still got the position that I was wanting to put in that place in the first place. And it becomes, well, good stuff. Anyway, I'll catch you in about an hour. But this is running down, and hopefully it might have timed out by the time we get there. We're now currently minus, well, we're not. We're now net positive. It's just gone net positive. So I could kill that off and we'd be good. So, happy days. All right.
We're waiting.
Okay, guys. I'm kind of going to stop the recording now because I've done. Whoa, look at that! Got me chocky dickies. Happy days. Must have done really well today then. I'll tell you for why. It's done exactly what I wanted. It stayed within a range. I wanted it down here, but I am risk-free because there's the stop there, and it's a trailing stop. So I'm just going to leave it in the background to get on with it, and it'll either stop itself out or give me a bit extra. That's the only trade I've got running at this moment in time. There's no orders left. And there you go. So that's like the remnants of yesterday running into today. And what we've done today is from that line all the way up there. There's about 230 quid in amongst that lot. So I'm quite happy with what I've done. Now you'll see that it's carved in and out all the time. And that's because it's going bloody nowhere. It is dragging down, but it's just meandering along. And that's the beauty of carving. If you can see and recognize a consolidation like that, you can capitalize on it. Just as it moves for you, get some money out, let it run back, get some money out, let it run back, get some money out. And eventually what happens is, a little bit like what's happened today, you look at your pot and you go, oh shit, I've got a couple £100 here, just by letting the chart do its thing. And essentially all I've done is I've marked out some key levels, as you've seen, figured out the direction that I wanted it to go and stuck with it. And then just carved off as and when I needed it. Works for me. The way that I trade is incredibly simple. It is from zone to zone with a strong conviction. Conviction comes from multi-time frame analysis. And everything is high time frame driven with low time frame entry. Simple stuff, guys. Simple stuff. So if you're interested, do drop in the description. You'll find details of the Discord that I showed you earlier on. There are some useful links. You'll find links to journals if you're after a journal. You'll find links to a free Telegram that I set up so you guys can talk in peace. And if you want to try a prop fund, there's the chart of choice, which is the 5%ers, and they'll give you a 5% discount off it as well. It's a low barrier to big funds. And apart from that, the world's pretty good. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.